I was talking to someone earlier on today about self-belief systems, and it's an interesting subject and fits in with me at the moment because I'm writing a program which will become a book as well as a course called the 7 Steps to the Real You program. And in it it's basically is about self-belief systems and how we come across them. Well, everyone jumps in on self-belief systems thinking, assuming that I'm going to talk about religion. Well, being an atheist, people think that I'm instantly going to try, ripping apart religions. But it's not about that at all. I mean, religion does come into it. Religion is an important self-belief system, but the course is nothing to do with trying to change other people's values. It would be terribly wrong for me to turn around and talk to a personal faith and say, you're wrong, you can't believe that because I don't believe in it, so you shouldn't. That would be terribly wrong. It's not about me at all. It's not about my beliefs. It's not about how I perceive the world. It's just about your own belief systems. So, for instance, we'll take religion just straight off the bat. A person, I say, who follows a certain faith probably follows that faith because of their parents or the people that are around them, the school they went to, the area they live in, the country they live in. Most countries tend to be predominantly by one religion, although that's changing, I suppose, all the time. And so they will have been brought up from an early age, and everyone's born completely neutral. They don't have any idea of anything. So they will have gone through their lives being told certain things, and most people kind of accept that at an early age because we're used to being taught by our parents, and we believe them to be correct. And for instance, someone born in India is likely to be a Sikh or a Hindu. And again, in some countries, if you were born there, you would become a Muslim. No one's questioning these things as they grow up. And Christians in other places, and there are thousands and thousands of different religions and thousands of different gods, and it'll all just depend on that. So sometimes all I ask is that we look at our belief systems and we ask ourselves, do we really know if something's true? Where did we get that belief system? So, that becomes that question can open so many doors, because sometimes you think to yourself, well, actually, I haven't really got any proof of anything. I just believe this because someone told me. Now, that in itself can still mean that someone could say, well, yes, I understand that, but because, I get a lot of comfort from my belief system, and so I want to follow that. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong in any of that at all. So that's the kind of the religious element to belief systems, and there's a spiritual one as well. But do you know that the belief systems also, it goes much deeper than that. It goes down to how we live our lives. It goes down to how we choose products that we buy. It goes down to what we wear, our attitude towards different people, and in our place in society, our place in a family environment. All of it is that our belief systems. It's all governed by information that we've gathered from different sources. And what my program will be about, and the interesting thing about all this, is that it just questions, where did you get that information? Did you discover it yourself, or was it impregnated into you by other people, society, the media? Was any of this influencing you in your decision? If so, then you question where you got that information from, and you suddenly realise, well, I've always done that because of, and you find that, actually, why am I doing it like that? And it's really interesting. And so for some people, it can be absolutely mind-blowing because it can change their lives. A lot of it did for me. I looked at things differently now, completely. I kind of has made me more question almost everything, which maybe is a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know, depending on your perspective. But it makes you value things a little bit differently, and I think that's good. And it's not for everyone, but I think it's interesting to be able to find out why you are the person you are. And sometimes the real you is hidden amongst all this falsity. So when you're scraping it all away and you're getting this new knowledge, what happens is you then just start to discover who you really are. And I think that's I think that's wonderful. And the program will certainly be about that. It sounds like I'm trying to plug my program here. It's actually just a video, just a chat. But certainly if it interests you, keep in touch with me, because it will be out sometime in late January, I think. So, I started to sort of question things like, why buy a product or something. Of course, most of the time it's the fact that you sublimely sold these things. The television push it to you, the billboards around you push products, they try and tell you how you dress, they try and tell you how to wear your hair. Well, they failed with me. And they try and tell you everything about how you live your life, and you buy a product because you walk down. You say, "Oh, I'm not influenced by advertising," because I used to say that. But then you walk down the aisle of a supermarket or shop, and you pick an object out. I'll have that one. That'll do the job. And you probably pick it out because subliminally you know the name, and you see your influenced your belief system isn't because you think that that's a good product. It may be that you've tried it and you tried something else and it didn't work. Now that's your beliefs and you've discovered it properly. But a lot of the time we're not discovering things ourselves. We're just believing what other people are telling us. And of course, if someone passes you down some old wife's tale, some story that, oh, well, my father used to do so-and-so and he recommends that you do this, and you do it and then you pass it on down, no one really knows if that information is true, unless, of course, it works. So, interesting subject. Anyway, I better stop talking now, because I do have a habit of rabbing on a bit. Thank you for listening to me.